Hey everyone, I wanted to give you guys a look at the pond maxed out. Okay, so I thought you guys might want to see this, but I've been following my pond video, and also it's a good reference for myself to want to look at in the future. So when I say maxed out, over here on this end, okay, you can see how the overflow is working. Okay, so as the pond fills up, the water overflows from here and it heads out that way. Okay, so that's the overflow right there. And what I've done on this end, right, you can see how I kind of build up this like little wall over here, or a levee. And actually it still feeds in from the backside over there, but that keeps the water from backing up into this area over here that I like walking through and driving through. Okay, so this little levee over here makes sure that the water overflows in that direction where I like it. Okay, so let's take a look at the pond here. So if you guys saw the video from just a few days ago, everything was like frozen over, right? There was actually deer that were walking. There was like deer tracks on top of the ice over here because it had completely frozen over, and it's now melted and it's been raining. There's those branches that I put there to keep the heron out. All right, so you can see how the water's extended way past that onto that little walkway over there. Okay, and again, there's where the water lets out. So right at this point right here, at this point we have the full 4 feet. Okay, so this is the deepest point right over here. So that is 4 feet deep. And actually we can see there's still a little bit of ice over here that's still thawing out from the freeze over that we had. So if you didn't catch the last video, the way it works, the way water works is water is densest at 38 degrees. So what happens is at 38 degrees, the heavier water goes to the bottom, right? And then the top freezes over, right, at around, I don't know, 32 degrees. And what happens is the water at the top then keeps the cold out, you know? So that's why, like, the water is, like, if you go a foot below the pond, you're gonna start running into warmer water, 38-degree water, and that's where like the goldfish and the koi and all the, you know, the rosy reds live. Okay, so the top right now is gonna be like 33 degrees, and then about a foot down we are 38 degrees. Okay, so at this side over here you can see how the water's like backing out. Again, this is my walkway over here. So it's maxed out, and you can see how like over here is actually starting to back out a little bit onto the walkway. Now as soon as it stops raining, because remember on the other side the overflow is a good 3 inches high, so as soon as the rain drops, it's going to immediately drop about 3 inches, and then this area here will be dry. At some point I might want to actually build this up here. I'll add a little bit more gravel over here to keep this a little bit drier over here. And you can see on the back side how the water has backed up. You got the water, again, this area here tends to collect water and just funnel down over here, and we can see how it goes right up to that target over there. Okay, so normally normally it stops where the cone is. So as soon as it stops raining, and it's not being like continually fed, I mean basically the overflow on the other side is going to allow the water to drop to about the level where this cone is. And that'll be its natural resting point. So you can see all these branches that we put in here a couple of weeks ago. It'll be cool. Go back and look at the other videos just from a month ago. This pond, like right now, it's probably at like 5,000, probably 5,500 gallons. Okay, and if you go back just a couple of weeks, because it hadn't rained for almost like 3 or 4 months, it was down to about 2,000 gallons, and basically the water was like stopped right here at this area, and from here back, this whole area here was dry. Okay, so I had filled it up with these branches here to create structure for the fish, so in the spring they'll be able to go in there and lay their eggs, and they'll have places to hide, and they'll keep the heron out. So this coming along real nice. This worked out exactly the way I wanted it to be. I mean, it took a little time to figure out exactly what it needed to be and how to get there, but we are there. So all we need now is we've got to just give some more time to the fish to grow. Because all my fish now are still small. They're like 6 inches to maybe, you know. I think some of the bigger ones, the 8 inchers that I had, I think they were eaten by the heron. So now that I'm aware of the heron and I know how to defend against it, like you see how I got branches over here. So at all the entry points I have, and in the spring I'll put branches all along the edge over here, like you see over there. This way when the heron tries to walk into the pond, it'll trip itself up and it's not going to like it, and it's just going to leave. He'll go somewhere else. So yeah, I'm going to take branches like that, and I'm just going to continue those branches all along the edge over here, and that will keep the heron out. So yeah, it's really interesting to see how this overflow is working out on this side. So there's that little levee on the left over there, and then there's the overflow right there that lets the water go out that way. So cool stuff, man. This was a fun project.